Hello, this is Kathleen McKee of Oleens.com, Machine Embroidery Art.
Back in the old days, we did not have the built-in small text that they have in the PE Design Next and 10. And this is a great little feature because in order to get small text legible, it takes a little practice and time, and this is a shortcut for a lot of beginners. When you go to the small text, you have an option of 10 different types, and they will tell you what size they are ideally suited for. As you can see, some of them are using satin stitches for the 5 to 6 millimeter ones, but when you get to these small 3 to 4 millimeters, or like this, you'll see that they are in single stitches. And one of them, number 8, I don't know why, it's supposed to be 4 to 6 millimeters, but whenever I have used it and press enter, all you get are these blocks. I don't know what's going on with there. But before, when we used to have to do very small text, we would have to do this by hand. And one thing about the built-in small text is that they have the ideal stitch length. And if you look down here, you can see it's 1.1 millimeters, so it's over a millimeter, and it has the ideal density to be legible when you are embroidering small text. However, these small text do behave a little bit differently from the regular text. Let's type in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, press enter, okay? And now we are going to go to the text, and we're going to choose a regular text. And I've already chosen this one because it's a plain block like the first one, and we'll use the Arial Narrow. And I'm going to type in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, press enter. And I'm going to make this pretty much the same size as the other. I want it to be as close as, make it the same length, and make it about the same height. Now when you look at them, they look like they're going to behave the same way. They both have the little diamonds where you can move the letter and change the color and do all that, as with the regular text. But look at the difference. When you click on a small built-in font, when you go to your sewing attributes, you have no information. You don't know what the density or anything about that is, and you can't change anything about it. But with the regular text, and it was a true type font, when I select it, I go to sewing attributes, it tells me that it is a density is 5 point, and you can see, looking at that density, that that's way too tight. So we need to lower that density. I say, all right, down to 3.7 is what I do when I get it that small, 5-6 millimeters. And also the stitch length. Look at the stitch length. And you look down below, it's not even a millimeter, so we know that's not going to sew out. However, with the sewing attributes, we can give some pull compensation. Now it is the right stitch length, and it will sew out correctly. But the main reason why I like to use the regular text is for other features. Is when you select the text, the small text that are built in, and you go to text attributes, you don't have the ability to transform it. With the regular true type font, you can transform it, and you might need to do this. The point I'm trying to make is that you can make just about any text into a small text by lowering the density of the satin stitch and by increasing the pull compensation. And that way you'll still be able to retain all the features that you do with all the other text. The exception being when you need the really teeny fonts for the 3 to 4 millimeters. I love that you can so you can see it. I love that you can do these single stitch ones. It's a really nice